Hey guys, TehJew22 here, and welcome back to another edition of TehJew22 Talks. And my previous guest was the Pikachu. No, it is not Pika Pika Powa. Uh, as of the time that we are recording this, he has simply changed his name to that of Jason RPG. We'll talk more about him later on, but I was referring to Pika Plays HD. Very cool guy, one of the nicest people you will ever meet. Although this guy is not that far off either. In fact, believe it or not, this is the first time, not counting Pika Pika Powa or Jason RPG, whatever you want to call him, uh, he will be officially the first person to get a second interview. And I don't give these out very often, but when I do, it's usually for really, really good friends of mine. Not just somebody that I met for like less than a year or 2 years. No, this guy has been a friend of mine for the better part of 3 years. And that's the only reason I'm doing this. And you know, also I don't offer this very often, but uh, he took the offer, and I give to you formerly the anti-boredom ball, but he has since changed his logo to that of the owl. I give to you.
Hi there, fellow anti-bottom fighters. It's KonisBored here, and the owl is cute, mind you. The owl is drawn with such grace and perfection.
Yes, the blue owl. KonisBored is here with us, and without wasting any more time, last time you were a ball, but for the folks at home, why did you change into an owl?
Alrighty, how would I say this? The ball image was taken from Google Image, and I thought I needed a bit more branding, so one day I was just like, whatever. I opened up Gym, drew an owl, and, well, that was it.
Well, it's definitely a huge improvement over being a ball. I mean, I'm pretty sure there would have been a lot of people doing a lot of ball jokes, if you know what I mean.
Oh, I've seen my fair share. It wasn't that bad per
Thankfully,
se, but I
thankfully.
prefer having a more stylized brand, something that, fits me, that is more like referencing me instead of a generic Google image, image. Oh man, I repeated that 3 times. A Google image on, no, an image on Google image that you can find by searching Smiley.
Okay. Yeah, he said image in case you didn't get it for the people that can't hear all that well. But yeah, it's a great image. I love the blue owl. In fact, it's actually pretty. It's you mentioned this once before, but having looking at it right now, it actually is a pretty cute owl. In fact, we'll even put it on the screen when this comes out in post production. So yeah, get a good look at it, guys.
Yes, you're gonna be staring at it on the right sidebar, I believe, for the rest of this interview.
Yeah, I'm just showing a much larger version for those who can't see very well. No offense to those who can, but who can't. But but there it is. There's a picture of the owl. And then next, I guess I might as well ask. Since the last time we did do the interview, has there been any developments in the life of KonisBoard?
Oh, sure, there's been a fair bit of developments. In fact, partially the reason I took the offer was because I am pretty certain I will never get another interview chance until about 2020 if I didn't take the offer. So, yeah, that's why you may have noticed this re-interview is a bit earlier, but Tajil offered it to me earlier. So, but besides that, I'm currently in my final year of my tertiary education. It is super, super busy, and there's a lot of stuff, mind you. I've definitely grown since the last time. I've definitely learned even more stuff and YouTube tips since the last time. I still won't consider myself a YouTube pro, but at least I now know what's going on a bit more than usual, I guess. And in terms of developments, I guess I made more friends. Some of them, some of my old friends aren't around anymore, but guess it's just one of those when one door closes, another opens kind of thing.
That's actually pretty interesting. The fact that you said that when one door closes, another one opens. Well, actually, to be fair, and I'm gonna be very fair about it, Konis made the suggestion. At first, I thought he was joking, but then I was like, you know what? Maybe he really is serious that he won't be able to talk for that long, or at least beyond the show. So I'm like, all right, I'll say that's pretty fair. And also, as far as the part where you said that when one door closes, another one opens, that kind of reminds me of something that we talked about privately, but I'll just mention it briefly and we'll go on to the next point. You mentioned that. Uh, you kind of did mention that to me in terms of other friendships, and I just want to say personally, though, thank you very much for imparting that knowledge onto me.
I mean, it's no problem. You're a friend and help. I had to do it. Really cheered me up during June 2016. I have to specify the year because I'm pretty certain if this goes up in 2017 and I don't specify the year, there will be a lot of confused people.
Yeah.
So yes, June was a pretty rough time. It was also pretty much one of the first times I've resorted to using direct messages on Twitter to contact the G because I was like, oh man, this sucks. This really sucks. Before then, I didn't really talk too much with Blue Toady over here.
Yeah, I was always wondering to myself, like, is there something going on that I don't know? But I take it now that I know, it's just basically stress. And I mean, then again, I'll be man enough to admit, stress can do a lot of things to a man that a person that has a very calm demeanor or has nothing to be panicking about wouldn't do. But then again, stress can make us do stupid things, or it can make us do things that you normally wouldn't do. But that was just what I was trying to get at. But I'm happy that you did talk to me, though.
Yeah, I'm happy too. So let's switch topics. Is there
Sure.
anything else you want to ask me? Because again, I tend to be a bit on the shy side when the time comes to questions. Oh wait, I think maybe I should talk a bit more about my channel and what I do before you do that.
Oh yeah.
My channel is quote unquote the anti-boredom channel. I say that because there'll always be those people that are like, what is this? Dislike and move on to the next channel. So but for those that give it a chance, hopefully you will not be bored by my content. Hopefully. I play a lot of more obscure games per se. Obscure, very obscure games.
Yeah, because like there was one game in particular that was very obscure, and I never heard anything about it. And it happened to be one of the games that, well, actually, it was the first in a series, and that was Super Granny.
Oh, Super Granny. I love that game, although general public didn't seem to like that one very much. It is a sandlot game. It is a very casual game, mind you. There are 6 to 7 games in that series. And to be honest, I didn't play the first game either. So that was a blind playthrough.
Yeah, although it didn't seem to be all that blind to me, but nonetheless, though, appearances can be deceiving. But that game is pretty fun, except when you get stuck.
Oh, that's all puzzle games. That's actually all puzzle games. And puzzles, actually. Puzzles are fun until you get stumped, really.
Yeah, but there was one thing about that particular game. What is it? Super Granny, was that you mentioned how the difficulty curve spikes towards the middle, if not close to the end, and then at the very end, it's like super easy. I'm like, wow, really?
I'm pretty stunned myself because of the Super Granny games I've played, which for reference is Super Granny 2, which is also called Granny in Paradise, Super Granny 3, Super Granny 4. It's not like that. The final world is always the toughest. But this one, for some reason, no. The first half of the final world is the toughest, then the second half is a complete another joke.
Wow. I mean, I take it there had been a lot of changes to the later games, but what would have to be the biggest from Super Granny 1?
Oh, the biggest? Let me think. More enemies. There more enemies than just gnomes and dogs. New new weapons, and new items like teleporters. Yeah, those suck, but they allow for much more greater variety in puzzles.
I can only imagine that. Just Granny being able to use anything that she can get her hands on, and I admire her spirit.
The game has charm. It's one of those games where it's namely charm in the voice clips and all that stuff. But yeah, that's just an example of one of the more weird what am I playing games that I played on the channel.
Yes. But then there was one type of game that I never thought you. Well, actually, I had a feeling you would play it, but it's a game that you never thought would be big, and that would be the marble shooters like Luxor
Oh,
and
Marble Poppers
Marble
and
Poppers. Yeah.
Zoma, yeah. Marble poppers are a very weird niche. For those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, marble poppers refer to a type of game called pass loop style games, where a line of spears head towards an end goal, and you have to match three of those spears to prevent them from reaching that end goal, etc., etc. This is a very weird genre. It is stupid popular in the year 2000s plus, but time to give a little call out. I'm pretty certain I know why this is as popular as it is. The Spear Matches forums, which I'm part of, by the way, specializes in this genre. They do. So they've been creating mods and whatever for this. So yeah, it is popular, but I'm pretty certain I am a very active member in that forum, so I should know.
Well, as far as marble poppers, I mean, it just looks so fun. I mean, sure, I played it myself, but then I stopped because well, it just got tougher at the end. But it was fun.
They are fun. All right, so yeah, perhaps the biggest contribution I made to Marble Poppers is coding a level editor for them.
You mean you actually make your own?
Oh yeah, sure. The point of the matches, spear matches forums is that they decoded a way to make your own paths and for that matter backgrounds. So it's like creating a whole new mod. But for people who know me, I am stupid lazy. You in the chat. I made a level editor to like streamline 90% of the process. And so the time I'm recording it, it's still in a beta. It totally works, by the way, and I probably may or may not have accidentally revitalized the entire genre.
Well, I'm not sure about that, but I can say that it is fun. It is fun to watch, and you can't really take your eyes off of it because if you do, you'll miss something.
Oh yeah, sure. But besides Marble Poppers, Kirby games are my second love. Those are pretty much the two consistent things on my channel. Everything else is, oh, I guess I'll play this. Oh, I guess I'll play that.
Well, I mean, I noticed that you're a big fan, and I noticed that you have a number of videos on your channel featuring Kirby, and one of them was how ridiculously easy one of the bosses is.
In Planet Robobot,
Yeah,
yes, that boss is unusually easy.
so
I mean,
easy.
sure. Yeah, it was so easy. I discovered a cheap strat on my own. It's not optimal, but it's safe.
Wow. And and that was with the mirror power up.
Oh, Mirror's kind of overpowered in this game.
I'm surprised they made a comeback. I'm surprised that particular ability made a comeback. I actually thought that was a one-time thing, but it's nice to see that one back.
Oh, sure. I thought it was one time too, but according to Miiver's interviews, apparently they wanted to bring it back for the heck of it or something.
That's unbelievable. And I remember the very first, heck, even the first Let's Play you did back in the day. That would be back in, I think it was like September or
September 2013.
yeah, in 2013, and that was at around the time that I met you. Albeit, I think it was through Ryoko. I forget exactly how, but
No, it was True Solar. Then
oh yeah, Solar.
some weird shenanigans happened. Yeah, it was around November or December we met through then. We probably also partially met through Pika Pika Power or Jason RPG. I blame you for that pun.
Wait, what pun?
You know what pun I'm talking about.
Oh, the blue rubber ball.
No, the Jason RPG pun. That pun. That pun that made me cringe so hard.
Oh, that one. Okay, you know what? Let's talk about Jason for a moment.